Hey guys, happy Monday night. I hope you were all out enjoying the 14-degree weather that we had today. I opted for spring-like clothing and ripped jeans because I feel like as soon as there's no more snow on the ground, that gives me every reason in the world to celebrate like it's 35 degrees. Because I'm the kind of person who's meant to live somewhere warm, so I dress like it's somewhere warm all the time. So today I was gonna talk about juice cleansing and why you need it, how you should do it, how long you should do it, and the best ways to go about it. So for most of you who won't know, I did 2 months of no alcohol for January and February to just reset my body and mostly to see if we could actually do it because I never go that long without drinking and I love wine and beer and I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could do it, which I did, and it was super hard because I had Christmas parties and bachelorette in Blue Mountain and I was sober. So really hard, but was worth it. But then I really made up for the drinking this past month. So lots of wine, lots of beer, and not that resets all of the good things that I did for going 2 months without alcohol, but it definitely didn't do much for me that I've just packed on all of that extra alcohol and shit in between them. So big problem with that. Number one, beer, as much as I love it, I have a gluten intolerance. So I always end up feeling shitty. So it's kind of like that risk for reward. So what's it good for? But one of the things that I like to do when I start to feel shitty and bloated, as this has obviously made me this last month of just wiling out on wine and beer, is to do a juice cleanse. And you should juice cleanse at least 4 times a month or 4 times a year. So you should cleanse with the seasons. So the reason that is because every season you're going to eat very differently. So in the spring we typically eat lighter with salads and fresh fruit and vegetables because it's more available. Same kind of falls into the summer. And then going into the fall and winters when you're going to get into your heartier stuff like your your soups and your sweet potatoes and just the more hearty vegetables because that's what's available at that time. So the reason then that you need to juice and reset is that you need to reset your body and just give your body that total break. So a lot of people will recommend doing a juice cleanse once a week. So pick it like Monday mornings, for example, and that entire day you just juice. And that gives your body then that little rest, your digestive system a break from all the shit that you've been ingesting all week. And then you can do 2-day cleanses, every month if you wanted, and then a 3-day cleanse, a little more extended than that, every 6 months. But the longest that I've ever done a juice cleanse was for 45 days. Again, just to see if I could do it. And it was so hard. It was the hardest thing, more mentally than anything else, because it's not so much the just drinking juice that really drives you crazy. It's the fact that you just want to eat something. You just want to chew anything because you've gone so many days. But after you get over that initial super sluggish where you kind of feel shitty because your body's detoxing, you feel so much energy, so rejuvenated, and everything feels amazing. That's not what I'm doing this time. So I'm going to start a 7-day juice cleanse tomorrow. And I wanted to give you a little bit of reasons why maybe you might be inspired to do it for yourself and probably why it's good for you. So good reasons that you should do a juice cleanse is not only is it gonna let your stomach rest, let your liver rest, repair your gut and your digestive system. It's also gonna reduce your appetite. So if you're looking to consume less calories going forward, or if you wanted to get rid of unhealthy addictions that you might have, like we all do, caffeine, sugar, wheat, dairy, all of those things, a juice cleanse is a really good way to then give your body that reset. It's going to help to improve your energy, rehydrate your body, and it can also help with a lot of physical pain that people end up having. So like headaches, rashes, bloating, gas, cramping, all of these things that are related to digestive health that end up being huge problems. Doing a juice cleanse, whether it's a 1-day, a 2-day, a 3-day. 3-day is definitely the best way to start because it'll help you lose weight, and it will also just give your body a really good chance to just calm the fuck down because of all the things that you've been doing to go crazy. So one of the things that means is that you're agreeing not to have coffee or alcohol for those days. So I noticed one of my lovely friends who's just joined in, Heesh, this guy's to you. You can't drink wine like crazy if you want to do a juice cleanse. But I still recommend cleansing to anybody, no matter what stage you're at. One thing though, if you are going to do a juice cleanse, you should try to build up at least the week before by eating a little bit more mindful, a little healthier than you might have chosen to. Because if you are hungover, for example, and you decide to do a detox, your body's already getting rid of so many toxins because of the alcohol that you're going to feel far more shitty than you might if you had never started it when you were feeling shitty to begin with. So give your body a chance to kind of build up. So start eating a little bit healthier, drinking a little bit more water the week before, because that's really going to help you get a good head start on this juice cleanse. There's also a really good website online. It's called The Dirty Dozen and The Clean 15. And what that is, when you're preparing for your juice cleanse, it's a list of the 12 dirtiest foods that you should definitely get organic. And then it's a list of the clean 15, which is not necessarily something that you need to have in the organic. Would you mix the brain octane in your juice cleanse once in a while on a longer cleanse? So Luke's asking about brain octane, which is an MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride, which is a derivative from coconut oil. Yeah, absolutely. You can put that into your juice cleanse for sure, Luke. Especially because if you're somebody who's been taking something like an MCT oil regularly anyways, that's not going to do anything for you. In fact, the more that you're going to be able to give to your brain while you're doing a juice cleanse, so like your omega-3s, which is going to be something that's a really good source from fish oil, or your omega-6s from something like a primrose oil, all of that is extra fat for your brain, which is what you need anyways, which actually helps you lose weight, because having essential fatty acids actually helps your body stay fuller longer. So you're going to be hungry a lot less frequently, which means it's going to help you lose weight if that's why you're doing a juice cleanse to begin. And everybody does juice cleanses for different reasons. So for me, it's more just to feel better and not feel quite as shitty as all the alcohol that I've thrown into my body in the last month. So I'm a big fan of following some kind of a guide when it comes to cleansing. It doesn't have to be this book in particular. I really like Rosemary Ferguson's book because it gives you over 100 recipes for juices, and it explains why certain juices are going to be good, whether it's for liver detox or your colon detox or whatever it's doing for your body. It gives a good explanation of why. And then if you're doing something as simple as like a 3-day juice cleanse, she's already given you an option for a 1, 2, and 3-day cleanse, and so she's giving you the entire list of what you need to buy, which makes it super simple. Because that way it kind of takes the guesswork out of going around shopping, and it's all in one place. So it gives you what you need for 3 full days, and you don't really have to think about it. When I did a 45-day juice cleanse, I used this book, and I liked to switch it up, obviously, because 45 days of just juice can get really boring. So I went through a lot of the different juices and did try to combine for a morning juice something that was liver friendly, and then something afternoon that was maybe a little more nutrient dense. The best way if you're going to do a longer juice cleanse, I just took a notebook and I wrote down each one of the juices that I was going to do for that given day, and then that way I could kind of reference all of it, find out exactly what I needed for the entire day's worth of juices, and then juice ahead of time. So it's really hard to do. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do a juice cleanse, but I highly recommend it if your body needs a reset. Or again, juicing is really great for anxiety and depression and insomnia, because it's giving your body a break that you wouldn't otherwise give it, and your systems can get overworked. So those are really good reasons why you should do a juice cleanse, and you should do it with the seasons. In terms of a juicer, I have an omega juicer, which is a masticating juicer, which means that it's going to squeeze out as much of the nutrients from your juice, and the pulp is going to come out really dry. So again, there is a difference between the quality of a juicer. If you get something that's a little lower end quality, when it juices, your pulp is going to come out wet, which means that it hasn't actually absorbed as much of the nutrients, and you're essentially wasting money and food because you're not squeezing out every last drop of something that's good for you. So, which is why if you're going to do a juice cleanse, borrow a good one from somebody else, or just invest in something that's a little bit higher quality. And I definitely recommend spending the extra money, because it does become a huge benefit to you. Because why do something if you're going to half-ass it? If you're going to take the time to actually do it, make sure it's worth doing. So, and then this is just on a really different side note, but this baby for our body is my go-to after my juice cleanse. So this is by Timothy Ferriss, and if you've not had a peek at this book, I highly recommend it. This is a really great thing to follow if you're looking to lose weight or gain muscle or whatever it is in terms of your working out and health needs. Tim Ferriss is a fucking genius, and it's a good one to have a peek at if you're looking for something a little bit more long-term and sustainable, because I don't believe in diets. I think diets are fucking stupid and they don't last. But I believe in lifestyle and making lifestyle changes. So doing things that are going to be good for your lifestyle in terms of eating healthier foods and making better choices, that's more sustainable than doing something that's short-term like a diet, because that doesn't last and nobody sticks with it. So we're gonna go into the kitchen now. Let's swap this baby around. Some of what's going on in here. So earlier today, I went and got a lot of the things that I didn't have that I would need for my juice cleanse. It's a hell of a lot of food. That's also one more reason why juice cleansing is so damn awesome, is because the chances of me eating all of these fruits and vegetables within a week's time is slim to none. So if I do a juice cleanse, that means that I'm actually going to get all of these nutrients, which is gonna just go crazy for your body and boost things up. So some of the things that I bought today, because I didn't already have them, not particularly for a juice cleanse, but magnesium. CanPrev is my go-to for magnesium. If you're not taking magnesium, you should be. CanPrev's amazing. I mean, the quality of this company is awesome, but magnesium, again, is good for sleep, restless leg, anxiety. There's a huge slew of it, but preventing heart attacks, PMS, migraines. Magnesium is basically a go-to for everything. I've had a lot of issues recently with sleeping, mostly because I stay up really late and I am a night owl and I work in a restaurant, so all of those things are not conducive to sleeping very well. So one of the things that I picked up today is this guy here, Tranquil Sleep. Natural Factors isn't a company that I'm necessarily familiar with myself, so I don't necessarily know how this is going to go just yet, but it's got L-theanine in it, which is one of your amino acids, and that one's really good for treating anxiety and just for calming your brain, which obviously helps you to get into a more relaxed sleep state. It's also got 5-HTP in there, and that one is great for insomnia, depression, anxiety, migraines, reducing PMS symptoms, ADHD, and it does have a little bit of melatonin. So again, I don't necessarily know how this guy's going to work yet because I'm not familiar with this product, but I'm going to give it a go and see if that helps me shut my mind off a little bit more. I'm probably just trying to do my best not to spend so much time on my computer so damn late. But another couple things that you need for any lifestyle or juice cleanse: probiotics. Getting a really good high quality probiotic is essential. Not only just for doing a juice cleanse because it's aiding in the good flora in your stomach, but also because it boosts your immune system, it prevents and it treats UTIs, it improves digestive function, heals inflammation, and like heals IBF, helps to fight foodborne illnesses. And then if you've ever been on any kind of antibiotic, you should always be finishing with a probiotic after, because again, it's putting live bacterial culture back into your stomach, which is what you need for good digestive health. So that's not necessarily just for juice cleanse, but it's something, you know, for life that you should have at all times anyways. One amazing thing for a juice cleanse, for after juice cleanse, just for life in general, is to have wheatgrass, because this literally has every mineral known to man in it. It's also really high in vitamin A, B complex, vitamin C, E, I, and K. It's a really rich source of protein, and it has all 17 amino acids as well. So wheatgrass is a really easy one. Not only if you're not doing a juice cleanse, but just to add it to your water. First thing in the morning is a really good way to take it.
and it's just something essential that you should have because of how phenomenal it is for you. This whole body is basically just like getting your veg greens. It's just a massive range of, it's hard to see from here, but it's just got a huge amount of different vegetables in it. So like your acidophilus, maca, chlorella, beta carotene. It's just basically for a whole body blend of nutrients. So again, not only should you have something like this with the juice cleanse because it's adding even more nutrition to your body, but also because you should have it every single day because we don't get enough of our whole body nutrition with food alone. So supplementing with something like this is really great. I always prefer to do things fermented just because it's easier on your stomach. And for me, as somebody who has digestive issues, this one is my way to go. Something like spirulina. This is actually 60% protein. So, I mean, for those of you who don't eat meat and for people who do, it's just a really great way to get extra protein. It's also a really great source of vitamins A, K1, K2, B12. And actually, spirulina has 2,800% more beta carotene than carrots and about 3,900% more iron than spinach. So, again, for people like me who don't eat meat, this is kind of a huge go-to and something you should have around your home all the time. Another one that I just picked up is the evening primrose oil, which is this guy here. This is a really good one to have on a juice cleanse, but again, life in general. As a source of essential fatty acids, this is what has your omega-6. So omega-3 is something that we get from things like fish oil, which is a really great source for it, and we do get omega-6 a little bit more in our diet naturally, but supplementing with something like this, having the omega-3 and 6, they actually act as carriers in your body for your fat-soluble vitamins, which is your vitamins A, D, E, and K. So again, eating more of your essential fatty acids means that you're going to stay satisfied longer. So you're not going to be as hungry as often, so it's just going to help you to lose weight. This is actually really great if you have rheumatoid arthritis or any skin issues like psoriasis, dermatitis, eczema, even things related to hair loss. Because hair loss can essentially be an issue with hormones, this is going to help to balance your hormones out because it has GLA, which is gamma linolenic acid. So it's going to help with your hormones, and if you're worried about hair loss, it's a good one to go to. Also for acne, treating PMS, and then weight loss. So again, adding these to any sort of detox, if you're looking to lose weight, is a really good way to go about it. So those are just a couple of things that I had to pick up today. Again, in here, there's a huge variety of fennel, dandelion, kale, Swiss chard, plums, pears, like just a huge range. But again, it's coming from what was on in my book for what I needed for the week. So now I just set them in my sink, fill that bad boy up with water, and then use the Nature Clean. So that's a natural veggie and fruit wash, which again, even if you're doing things organic, you should be washing everything anyways. So make sure that you let this sit. This is a super easy thing to do. Like, this is going to be 6 days worth of food that needs to soak, and I just soak it all now and do other things, and it's good to go. Another big thing for life in general is taking supplements. So for me, as somebody who is a huge fan of supplements, this would be what I take in the morning. So I take this many supplements twice a day, which might seem like a lot, but it's not. I use one of these old grandma things to keep my supplements in because then it just sits on my counter. It's really easy. I know that I just pop this little fun pack twice a day and I'm good to go. Another great thing when you're doing juicing and cleansing would be to use dandelion root tincture as well as milk thistle. So these are really going to help to cleanse your liver. I like to add them to my water throughout the day, which again is all going to help for the detoxifying properties of why you're doing a juice cleanse to begin with. Of course, when you're doing a juice cleanse, the whole concept is to get rid of chemicals and to kind of break patterns and routines of things that you might sort of struggle with. So you're not going to want to drink coffee. This guy here is a really good herbal tea version of coffee. So this is one I recommend to people who are used to having that cup in the morning and need something. This actually tastes, again, I'm not going to say it tastes exactly like coffee because that would be ridiculous, and it doesn't. But it's a really great substitute for caffeine, and it gives you kind of the idea that you're drinking caffeine when you're not. So those are just a couple things that I definitely recommend when you're doing your juice cleanse. Again, like I said, when you look at the list of the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, it'll let you know certain things that you really should buy organic versus things that you don't necessarily need to, which will help you in terms of figuring out what the hell it is that you need for your cleanse, and the best way to get what you want out of it. So make sure that forever how long you're going to do your juice cleanse, that you're just consistent with it. Give your body a break from chewing things, which obviously aids in starts to get your body thinking about digestion. But the more that you just give your liver a break and your digestive system a break, the more benefits that you're going to feel from it. So again, you have to be careful and consult with your physician, obviously, when you're juicing. So if you're pregnant or anemic or breastfeeding, or if you have health conditions or you're on certain medications, you really do need to check in and make sure that it is okay for you to be doing a juice cleanse, because it's not for everybody. But if you think that it would something that would benefit you and make you feel a hell of a lot better, give you more energy, help you lose weight, clear up your skin, I definitely think a juice cleanse is a really good way to go about it. Again, like I said, just making sure that you prepare your body ahead of time the week before. So drink a little bit of extra water, try to cut down your caffeine, your alcohol. Just giving your body that break is going to be really essential, and it's going to help you feel a little bit better. A lot of symptoms that people do find in the beginning, depending especially how toxic your toxic load in your body already is, you can find that you might initially feel a little bit more fatigued or have headaches or bloating or cramping. Those are very natural. It just means that your body actually is detoxing. And so a lot of people do find it a little bit thrown when something like that happens. And then they just think, oh fuck, I can't do this because obviously my body's having a poor reaction. Not the case at all. Your body literally is going through that detox process, which can be a little bit uncomfortable for some people depending on how toxic the load that you are dealing with in your body. But once you kind of get over that little bit of a hump and you kind of move past that discomfort, you will start to notice more energy, flatter stomach, less bloating, better skin, less mental fog on your brain, and all of these things kind of work in conjunction with just detoxing. And it's a really great way then too if you a lot of people, for example, who have eaten gluten their entire life or dairy in their entire life might not realize that they actually have a sensitivity to it. For example, for some people who have a gluten intolerance, it can show up in the form of like psoriasis on your skin, or it looks like eczema, like chicken skin it's called, or bloated or gassing or cramping, or there's a lot of other symptoms that people don't necessarily realize that are even intolerances, because they've just had it their whole life and they've just assumed that's normal. But then when you reduce that intake of certain things or completely eliminate it for a certain period of time, and then you start to reintroduce it, it'll give you a much clearer picture if something maybe upsets your stomach and something that you actually have an intolerance to. Another thing that I would recommend if you haven't had an opportunity is to get tested for allergies and intolerances. If you're in the Kitchener area, there's actually a place called Healthaholics, and it's on the corner of King and Ottawa in the Value Village Plaza, actually right beside Value Village. And not only is it a health food store, but they also do really interesting testing for sensitivities and allergies. And so when I went, what they do is they take, you hold a copper rod in one hand that's soaked with a wet paper towel, and then it's attached to this little machine. And they use a metal pipe, I guess, a metal piece, and they go through traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture points, and they cross-reference it with a list, huge list of different allergies that people might be allergic to. And then it breaks it down into categories to let you know where your sensitivities might be, or even if you have parasites or candida or things like that, it'll be able to show you. And then they can actually do essentially muscle testing for what of the products on their shelves would be best for your body for absorption.
So I found that that one was a pretty cool thing to do. That's how I learned that I had a little candida and that I am gluten intolerant and also intolerant to sugar and red meat. So really annoying things to be intolerant to because I love sugar and I love gluten. But that's also why doing something like a detox is really awesome, because it's going to give your body a break from that, which is going to help to reset your body and then help you introduce better habits afterward. So not only are you going to feel awesome and have less brain fog and lose weight, but you're also going to be able to keep that lifestyle up if you choose to and make better, healthier choices going forward. And who doesn't want to feel awesome and have that rockin' summer bod as we're coming into the start of spring? So these are just some ways that you might be interested in things to help you make changes for your own life if you are looking for ways to feel better and healthier and feel more awesome. Of course, if you do have any questions about juicing or detoxing or cleansing, I would be happy to answer them for you, because I love stuff like this and I'm so passionate about being able to make positive change for me and then for other people. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated about how the next 7 days are going. It's definitely not as treacherous as a 45-day juice cleanse. So 7 days is going to be a bit of a walk in the park, and then just a really good chance to reset and start fresh for spring. So yeah, any questions? Hope you got some valuable info in there. Have a wonderful night. So, see ya.